And here at the DCU Center in Worcester, we always check in with your Worcester Railers captain, Jordan Smotherman, right here. Jordan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you?
Doing great, man.
Awesome.
Doing great. Just back from a 2-week road trip with the team, and I have to say, you seem to be doing pretty well these days, sir. I mean, you are you have the most multi-point games on the team. You have the most multi-goal games on the team. You're tied for third in the whole ECHL with 22 goals, right?
I believe those are all true facts.
Stop, Jordan. Just own it. Don't play Mr. Is it right? I don't keep track. I just care about the game. And
hockey is all about the team, man, and the team has been playing awesome.
Yeah.
Great road trip, back in the playoff hunt now. So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I mean, it was a huge road trip for us. We've felt some momentum start to go our way. It's been nice to have our roster set. For the last month and a half or so here, we haven't had too much movement at all, which has allowed us to really come together as a group off the ice, and especially come together as a group on the ice.
What was like a few weeks ago, you gave some crazy stat where it's like you guys went through something like 50 different players or something like that in a month or something crazy.
I think we're in the mid-60s. I think we're close to 65 different names have been put on jerseys.
Wow, so this little bit of stability is definitely starting to gel. That's awesome.
So now 3 games
it's huge.
3 games in 3 nights. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Saturday evening, 7 p.m. It's Woo Sox night, and then a kids giveaway Sunday with a puck drop at 3 o'clock. All at the DCU Center. 3-3s are tough, but I'm going to make his knees creak just saying this and his back hurt just saying this. You've got 9 games coming up in 12 days?
Yeah, I think the month of March is like 15 games in 24 days or something total for us. No, it's nuts. Our schedule this month is it's unlike anything I've ever gone through at any point in my career. Trying to make up some of these games, in all honesty, it's a little too much. But I mean, the team is clicking at the right time to have that many games. So hopefully we can just keep that rolling.
Now I'm going to ask you about. The last game, unfortunately, you guys you didn't win. You lost it in a shootout. You did gain a point.
Last night, yeah.
Yeah, last night. Let me ask you this, and if you can't answer, I understand because it has to do with the rules, but I am not a fan of the shootout in hockey. I think they should just go with overtime, 5-minute overtime periods, and then consecutively just remove a player. So it starts full team, then 4-on-4, and 3-on-3, 2-on-2. What do you think about that?
I got to be honest, I kind of agree. I think the 3-on-3 overtime is actually so exciting.
Yes.
We should have scored. We had a couple chances last night. I should have buried one. But we had a couple of up and down goes, and I think it's so much more exciting than the shootout. I would say, just keep it going. The 7-minute 3-on-3, if it goes to another one, go to another one. And eventually somebody's going to score. You got enough bodies on the bench that you can keep doing it. I remember back in the day when it was a 20-minute 5-on-5. I used to go watch games when I was a little kid. That was a bit much. But, no, I think the fans really enjoy the 3-on-3. You get the 2-on-1s, you get breakaways, you get all kinds of cool different opportunities. I'm on board with that, Shu.
It's so much fun, Jordan. As a hockey fan, a diehard fan, I love 3-on-3 and agreed that 5 minutes or 7 minutes is just not enough. I feel, and I've argued this with other hockey fans, that if you went to a 20-minute 3-on-3 period, it would never last 20 minutes. Would you agree with that?
I would say it could happen, but I would say it'd be very rare.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many games go to shootouts these days anymore, but there aren't as many. And I think the excitement of this right there. I think they're trying to and have been for a little while now building a 3-on-3 professional league.
Oh, really?
It's called 3 Ice or something like that. They were supposed to start the COVID year, and obviously that didn't happen. And I think they're still trying to get that off the ground.
I don't know if you know, is that so? That's kind of like what Ice Cube is doing with his Big 3 basketball league. So it's just like
I have not heard of that, but it does sound familiar, yeah.
Yeah, so he's now with that league, it's only half court. So if they do like a 3-on-3 league for hockey, would it be full rink?
Yeah, it would still be full ice.
Okay.
The format they've talked about is having 6 teams, having them travel to different cities as the 6 teams, almost like a showcase.
Yeah, that's what they do with they do that with the basketball one. Yeah, they do a tour.
Okay, yeah. So it's very, very similar setup.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. All right, let me again. I want to ask you a very important hockey question here. Coming back from a 2-week road trip, and you've been all over the western part of this great country of ours. You got to tell me, where was the best place you had the best food?
Oh, it was actually a very good trip for food. I was lucky enough. I had some family out in Salt Lake, so they were able to take us around. When we were in Salt Lake, there was one place we went for lunch. I think it was called the Big Dipper in Park City, Utah. Mm-hmm. They specialized in really creative and good sandwiches. But the kick with that place was each sandwich came with its own separate, specific dipping soup or sauce for the sandwich that you ordered. As well as they had some they had loaded mini corn dogs was another thing on their menu.
Oh my god!
Those were really good. And then actually I found a couple really good restaurants in Boise, Idaho as well. I was surprised at that city in general. I didn't. My expectations were not very high. It's actually a very nice little city.
Well, that's the potato state,
right?
So I'm sure they do potatoes, right? So all this stuff was approved.
I will say, the best breakfast hash browns I've ever had. That's for sure.
So all the dipping sandwiches. First of all, that's a genius idea. I hope something happens like that here in Worcester. That sounds great. Secondly, I'm sure all that was approved by the team nutritionist, right?
Yeah.
Yes, especially the mini corn dogs that were covered in like a curry tomato sauce. That's high on the list.
So Jordan Smotherman, the captain of your Worcester Railers, 3 games this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday at the DCU Center. But speaking of food, this becomes a very expensive time of year for rookies, and I'm not sure how much you could talk about the rookie parties that happen. Let me just leave it an open-ended question there. What can you tell us about rookie parties that are about to happen?
We do have our rookie party coming up. We're excited about it. We talk about the importance of team bonding and how we've gelled over the last little bit here. This is a yearly tradition that every team in professional hockey goes through. The rookies sponsor a very good night out and dinner for the entire team. We've got our plan set up already, and we're just ironing out the final details. But that'll be coming up this month as well. It's just a fun night. It's a good night for all the guys to get together, to have a couple of drinks, to have a good meal, poke a little fun at the new guys, kind of welcome them to pro hockey, and I think that's about all I can say.
Cha-ching.
So it's not about bonding. It's about you guys getting your lobster and caviar. You order like the most expensive stuff on the menu, right? Because they're rookies, for crying out loud.
Guys, we are in the ECHL. There will be no lobsters. There will be no caviar.
That's right. Okay, good point. Fair enough, Jordan.
But there will be a good meal. I did actually. Well, I was lucky enough. My second call up in Atlanta, I got to experience their rookie party. And that I could talk about a little bit more because this is the past.
Yeah.
But that was a mess in just the most fun of messes. There were a couple guys who got kicked out of the restaurant. I think the bill was somewhere in the $50,000 to $60,000 range. It was one of the most insane meals I've ever had. And you mentioned caviar. I'd never had caviar in my life, and it was sitting on the table in front of me. Nobody really told me what it was. And I remember I polished off a tin of it. They had some crackers with it. They had all this stuff to put it on. And I polished off a tin of it. And the waiter came over and was like, "Hey, would you like to order another one?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" One of the guys taps me on the shoulder. So next to me, he goes, "You know, that's like $350 a tin, right?" And I was like, "Nope." Never mind, we don't want it.
And you're paying.
I lucky enough was a call up. They
okay, so you don't
ask me. They didn't ask me to pay a full portion. They did come up to me and say, "We'll make you a deal. You can pay $1,000 now, or you can wait until you're up for good, and you can pay the full price." Now, I think the guys that year were paying like $7,500 or $8,000 a piece for the meal, and I kind of was comparing my salary as an AHL guy, and I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm making this much now, to pay $1,000 kind of hurts. If I get called up on regular, my contract's like $900 and something thousand. It's like I can afford $8,000 or $9,000. Man, it's just not going to feel that bad. So I think I'll wait. And it was the was the right investment to make because I never got called back up again.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's right. Yeah.
I saved myself $1,000. It was a good call.
All right. Well, be gentle with the rookies. Jordan Smotherman, you're captain of your Worcester Railers, and they are in the hunt for the playoffs. Go support them this weekend. Games tomorrow night, Saturday night, which is Worcester Red Sox night, and then Sunday afternoon. Great take for the whole family, and go on and help them get into the playoffs. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us again this week. We appreciate it. Welcome back to Worcester, my friend.
Thank you guys for having me. I hope to see everybody down at the DCU. These are big playoff push games for us.
Awesome. All right. Jordan Smotherman, everybody. And don't forget, you can go to RailersHC.com to get your tickets.